You're in the middle of a complex task when you suddenly hit your AI usage limit for the day. Your workflow stops exactly when your momentum is highest. To stay productive, you need a way to switch to a secondary backup subscription, and you need to know for certain that the switch actually happened. By setting up a single-word alias in your terminal, you can swap accounts and see your shell prompt update instantly to reflect the change. This method gives each account its own independent history and authentication tokens, with a dedicated status line inside the app so you can verify which account is active at a glance. This setup allows you to keep working without needing to manually log out or worry about which account is currently absorbing your message costs. By default, Claude Code stores your credentials and project history in a hidden directory. To run two accounts, we need to bypass this default behavior. The environment variable Claude configdir tells the application which folder to use. The alias C1 unsets this variable, forcing the app to its primary directory. The C2 alias sets it to a new path, redirecting to a separate backup folder. Once you add these aliases to your shell configuration file, you'll need to reload that file in your terminal for the changes to take effect. By toggling this variable, you effectively maintain two independent environments for the AI that never interact with one another. To get started, run your C1 alias to select your primary path, then log into your main account as you normally would. Next, exit the session and run C2. Authenticate your second account here to create the credentials and history files for your backup directory. Since each account has its own settings file, you can customize their permissions separately, for example, giving your main account full tool access while keeping the backup account more restricted. Keeping these credentials in physically separate folders prevents any crossover between your primary and backup workflows. Switching accounts in the background is useful, but if you can't see which one is active, you might accidentally use up messages on the wrong subscription. We solve this by creating a helper variable called Claude prompt info that updates every time you run your C1 or C2 aliases. Adding this variable to your terminal prompt, shown here in the main and backup tags, gives a clear, color-coded indicator of which account is ready. This gives you immediate feedback the moment you type your alias, so you can confirm your environment before you ever start a session. This persistent indicator helps prevent the simple mistake of spending your message quota on the wrong account. Once you are inside a Claude Code session, your shell prompt is no longer visible. You need a second indicator that stays on screen while you work. You can create a small script that checks your Active Directory variable and prints the current account name to the status bar. For this to work, you must make the script executable by the system using the chain-mod command, or the application won't be able to run it. Finally, tell Claude Code to use this script by updating the status line path in your account's settings file. This method isn't limited to just two subscriptions. As this code mockup shows, you can add an elif statement to your alias function to support a third or fourth account, such as one dedicated strictly to work projects. This structure provides a way to organize and manage as many distinct AI workspaces as your workflow requires. By combining shell aliases, prompt indicators, and internal status lines, you've built a system that identifies which account is active at every step. Just remember one rule: your aliases only affect the next session you start. They won't change an active session that is already running in a different window. All the code snippets and configuration settings used in this video are available in the description below. With these indicators and aliases in place, you can move between accounts seamlessly whenever you reach a usage limit.